You know, for the longest time in the world of AI, the mantra has been pretty simple: bigger is always better. But what if that's not the whole story? What if a much, much smaller AI could actually take on the giants? Well, in this explainer, we're diving into MiniCPM, a new model that's making a pretty strong case that size really isn't everything.
All right, let's just jump right into the single most surprising result that's got everybody talking. This is a real David versus Goliath story, just, told with billions and billions of parameters.
Okay, so on the left, you've got Llama 2, a total powerhouse model we all know, clocking in at 13 billion parameters. Think of parameters as the little dials and knobs the AI uses to think. And on the right, MiniCPM, with just 2.4 billion. Yeah, that's over 5 times smaller. And yet, the little guy is outperforming its massive competitor. So the question is, how on earth is that even possible?
To really get why this is such a game changer, we first have to talk about the huge problem that this AI arms race has created. For years now, all the big players have been locked in this race to just build bigger and bigger models. But this whole bigger is better approach has some serious downsides. I mean, training these things costs an absolute fortune. They eat up a massive amount of energy, and they're way too big to ever run on something like your phone. It basically freezes most researchers out of the game because they just can't afford to experiment. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The researchers behind MiniCPM said it themselves. The way things are going isn't just expensive, it's flat out inefficient. And that inefficiency, well, that's what created the opening for a totally new way of thinking. One that's focused on being smarter, not just bigger.
So how did they do it? What's the secret sauce? Well, the team behind MiniCPM didn't just shrink a big model. Nope. They went back to the drawing board and completely reimagined how to train it, using 2 really clever strategies.
The first big idea was to focus on a whole different class of AI, small language models, or SLMs. The entire point of an SLM is to pack a punch but still be efficient enough to live on the devices we use every day. No giant data center needed.
Now, this is where it gets really cool. Their first secret weapon is a brilliant process they call the model wind tunnel. And honestly, that's the perfect name for it. It's exactly like how engineers test the tiny model of an airplane in a wind tunnel before they ever try to build the real thing.
The process is just so smart. Instead of wasting a ton of time and money trying to figure out the right settings on the final, big model, they perfect their whole approach on these tiny, super cheap test models first. They run tons of experiments, figure out the absolute best way to train it, and only then do they apply those winning settings to the final MiniCPM model. It just makes sure the training is stable and perfectly dialed in right from the start.
Their second innovation is all about how they teach the model. You can think of it less like a brute force workout and more like a sophisticated coaching plan designed to get the absolute most out of the AI.
They came up with something called a WSD learning rate scheduler. It basically breaks the training into 3 simple phases: a warm-up, a long stable period, and then a final decay phase. The real magic here is that this method lets them train more continuously. It even makes it super easy to reuse their work, which saves an unbelievable amount of time and energy.
All right, so we've seen the clever strategy, but does it actually work? Let's get to the main event, the results. Time to check the scoreboard and see how this little model stacks up against the big guys.
And wow, this chart just says it all, doesn't it? This plots performance on a key benchmark. Now find that little red star way over on the left? That's our guy, MiniCPM. Now look at where it's landing. It's scoring right alongside models that have tens of billions of parameters. We're talking models that are 10, even 30 times its size. It's not just competing, it's a top contender.
This table makes the beatdown even clearer. I mean, just look at coding ability. MiniCPM scores a 50, the much bigger Llama 2, it's sitting at 17. Or look at math, 53.8 versus 21.2. Over and over again, this smaller, more efficiently trained model is just plain better.
So why does any of this matter to you? Well, this isn't just some cool lab experiment. This whole breakthrough is about taking this incredible AI power out of the cloud and putting it directly in our hands.
And it's not just one model we're talking about. The team has already built out a whole family of them. There are versions tweaked for better chatting, versions that can handle massive documents, and even more efficient models called Mixture of Experts. It's a whole toolkit. The whole point here, the end goal, is accessibility. This isn't AI that you need some special subscription or a powerful server to tap into. This is AI designed from the ground up to run on the processor that's probably in your pocket right now.
And this isn't some far-off dream, it's already a reality. MiniCPM is running right now on popular Android phones at totally usable speeds. It's generating over 6 tokens a second,
To put that in perspective, that's like spitting out 4 or 5 words every second. That's more than fast enough for real-time chat.
And all of this brings us to one final, really provocative question. If a small AI can be this powerful, who really needs the giant ones anymore? This research forces all of us to rethink that bigger is better philosophy that's dominated AI for so long. The success of MiniCPM really suggests that the future isn't just about scale, it's about being smart. Maybe clever engineering is finally about to beat brute force.
This is for entertainment purposes only.